Welcome back, crime fighters. It's time for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place for all of us by helping us lock up the bad guys. I'm your host, Chris Wright, along with Chief Deputy Matthew Wade from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. Matthew, good to see you.
Glad to be back, Chris. It's another great week in Calhoun County. 5 people were arrested, all because of you. And each week I say it, I know it gets repetitious, but thank you.
All right, so we are less than 50 away from that 3,000 arrest milestone now. 3,000. Can you imagine that? We started doing this show almost 10 years ago. Flashback, 10 years ago, we were in meetings talking about it. If I had told you, yeah, we're going to hit 3,000 in 10 years, what would you have said?
You know, I'd have said, you know, it'd been hard to comprehend, but another milestone been hard to comprehend is that we've never gone a week where we didn't arrest somebody.
Absolutely.
And that's just, to me, is just amazing. And the sheriff's vision for doing this type of outreach is something that that I don't ever want to forget, because we do many different levels of outreach through social media, TV, internet, web pages, and we just want to be part of our community.
Yeah, you, the viewers, have made it happen with at least one arrest every single week over the last almost 10 years now. April will be the 10-year anniversary. Let's talk about something else that's just now happened. We had another civilian gun training, haven't we?
We have. You know, back when the sheriff was elected in 1995, he's an avid hunter, always liked the outdoors and hunting and firearms, and he's taught firearms safety for many years. And so he started a civilian firearms class back before all of the hype of the Second Amendment rights, so he supported it then. And we just had another class, had about 50 people come, had a range day where we actually carried them out there and let them shoot their weapons, see how to handle them safely. And, you know, that's 40 more people that hopefully we're putting on the right track to be a responsible gun owner and can operate it safely and be able to take care of themselves. So we're really proud of doing that for almost 20 years.
A lot of different people have a lot of different things to say about guns, but I think we can all agree that if you're going to have a gun, you need to know how to use it.
That's right. If you're going to have one, we want you to know how to use it, when you can use it legally, and how to, most importantly, be safe.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup, and we're also going to talk to the new executive director for Habitat for Humanity of Calhoun County.
Every day in America, children are trafficked for sex. In schools, shopping malls, truck stops, clubs, and bars. Think it can't happen in your neighborhood? Think again. If you suspect a child is being trafficked for sex, call the National Human Trafficking Resource Center 24-hour hotline at 1-888-3737-888.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? AOD Federal Credit Union can help. We offer low interest rates and financing terms to work with your budget. We can save you time and money, whether it's at one of our convenient office locations or through one of our participating dealers. Visit an office, call, or head to AODFCU.com to get your best deal now. Low auto loan rates, always at AOD Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions may apply. To obtain additional details and cost information, call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
a crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a rich like me.
I once was
homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost.
But now I am
sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Hi, I'm Crystal Meth. Try me once, I might let you go. But if you try me twice, then I'll own your soul. I take kids from their parents and parents from their kids. I'll take and take until you have no more to give. I'll take everything from you, your looks and your pride. I'll ravage your body and control your mind. Now that you've met me, what will you do? Will you try me or not? It's all up to you.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up this week, Amanda Price. Miss Price, last known to be living in Oxford. She's wanted for failure to appear on breaking and entering of a vehicle, possession of burglar's tools and use, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And this is Jason Lackey. Mr. Lackey, last known to be living in Mumford. He's wanted for bond revocation on possession and receipt of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And take a look at Kevin Nolan. Mr. Nolan, last known to be living in Montgomery. He's wanted for failure to pay child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And this is Jeremy Goebel. Mr. Goebel, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for probation violation on unlawful manufacture of a controlled substance. And take a look at LaWarren Edmondson. Mr. Edmondson, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted on bond revocation for trafficking in cocaine, possession of marijuana first, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And here is Jacob Watts. Mr. Watts, last known to be living in Jacksonville. He's wanted for failure to pay child support. The face of a deadbeat dad again. And this is Maxon Hartley. Mr. Hartley, last known to be living in Valley. He is also wanted for failure to pay child support. And last up for our first half, Shelley Putman. Miss Putman, last known to be living in Jacksonville, wanted for possession of a forged instrument ×3. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
We'll get back to the crime fighting in just a few minutes, but right now let's talk about some house building. The new executive director for Habitat for Humanity of Calhoun County is with us, Chip Howell, and I always keep wanting to call you Mayor.
That's okay.
Howell.
That's all right.
The former mayor of the city of Anniston. As a matter of fact, you were mayor when Habitat for Humanity had the big moment in the sun. We had the Jimmy Carter Work Project in Anniston.
That was an exciting time. Bill Wright and I went down to Americus, Georgia, and convinced them that we could handle it. It was certainly a huge task and one that we still reel from occasionally and still recovering, but it was a great week in 2003.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that in just a second.
Sure.
But first, I want to make sure everybody realizes that the new executive director for Habitat for Humanity, you got the executive director title. People may think, oh yeah, got the coat on, and yeah. All right. But can we zoom in on his feet? Though. Can we look at his feet? I want to see Chip Howell's feet here. Look at these shoes. Those are not office shoes, folks.
That's right.
The man is ready to get out and do some work.
And these are black jeans, by the way.
There you go.
So yes, I'm ready to go.
So tell us about the work that we're going to be doing in 2014 with Habitat.
Well, 2014 will be an exciting time. Again, it's been quite a recovery period. Ron Heineman has just retired as executive director. From a volunteer perspective, has been there for the last 5 or 6 years. Done an outstanding job. Kept it together and have continued to build 4 or 5 houses a year. We want to build that again this year and maybe more. Maybe delve into some other areas. But we're excited about it. In 2014, we'll be building the 150th home, Habitat home, in Calhoun County.
Oh, so that's a nice little notch there.
Great milestone. Look back over periods of time. Habitat began right at 20 years ago and worked its way up to the Jimmy Carter Work Project, where we shared with Valdosta, Georgia, and LaGrange. But we were the lead site and built 37 homes in that 1 week, along with some rehabs in West Anniston.
And I know you were out there getting your hands dirty at the time.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
I remember being out there every day. We did on the radio station. We did the morning show live from the work scene every morning, and I couldn't wait for the show to be over and then get out there and actually do some hammering and stuff and do some physical work. What I enjoyed the most in that whole week was lunchtime. Which I'm sure you can look at me and tell that I enjoy lunchtime. But Matthew, I know you'll appreciate this. I liked.
Is that a fat joke?
No, it's not a fat joke at all. It's a getting to know people joke, and I know you're the kind of guy you like to meet new people with different experiences. I would go through the lunch line 2 or 3 times a day, or wouldn't necessarily go through the line more,
sure,
but I would move and sit at a different table a couple of times, just because I'm going to sit across from somebody that's got a great story. Who knows where they've come from, and all the experiences. The only thing that we all had in common is we were all there helping to give good quality homes to people who desperately wanted them.
Absolutely, and the volunteers here have always been supportive. We've continued to receive people from all over the country and all over the world, caravanners that come every year and spend a week or 2 staying in the RV park and in the Welborn area with us, where we built the Jimmy Carter project, and also the Collegiate Challenge will be in mid-March. These are kids who taking their spring break and coming down here and working for others for a week, and that'll make you humble.
It will.
The more you work for people, the more you give, and it's just the more rewards you get in your life. There's no doubt about it. There's so much to be said about giving to other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had the chance to meet President Carter and his wife during that week, actually a couple of times, and we got to interview them on the radio. Yeah. And it really, really struck me how sincere they were. There was nothing fake about it all. You can tell this is what the man truly believes is going to help the whole planet, and he is out there fighting that fight.
May not agree with his politics, but you've got to agree with his heart, and he has certainly given it for all his life.
And you see them walking around holding hands, as many years as they've been married, holding hands, and just as much in love as any couple you would ever see.
Still doing it. Still doing it.
That's really awesome. Now, I want to talk about your history, because you are the new Executive Director for Habitat for Humanity of Calhoun County. We've already touched on it a little bit, though. This is not anything new for you. The title is new, a little bit of a new role, but you've been involved for a very long time in making sure that people have good quality housing. We need to take a break, but when we do, I want to talk about that some, you and your family, and how long you've been involved in making this happen, specifically here in the Anniston area. We will be back. We'll have the second half of this week's lineup and more about Habitat for Humanity on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Child sexual abuse is hard to talk about. Most children won't. So we have to. If you suspect a child is a victim of sexual abuse, find out how you can help. Call the 24-hour Child Help Hotline at 1-800-4-A-CHILD. That's 1-800-422-4453.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? AOD Federal Credit Union can help. We offer low interest rates and financing terms to work with your budget. We can save you time and money, whether it's at one of our convenient office locations or through one of our participating dealers. Visit an office, call, or head to AODFCU.com to get your best deal now. Low auto loan rates, always at AOD Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions may apply. To obtain additional details and cost information, call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
I'm Calhoun County Sheriff Larry Amerson. Don't risk your life and the lives of others by texting while driving. Put the phone down or safely pull over. Looking down for 1 second is all it really takes. Is it really worth it?
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Androna Minifield. Mr. Minifield, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for bond revocation on possession of receipt of a controlled substance, possession of marijuana second, and prescription illegal drug possession. And here is Christopher McFarlane. Mr. McFarlane, last known to be living in Talladega. He's wanted for failure to appear on receiving stolen property third. And check out Travis Sanders. Mr. Sanders, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted on an arrest order for obstruction of governmental operations. And here is Jabrowski Davis. Mr. Davis, last known to be living in East Aboga. He's wanted for writing bad checks. And we'd like you to meet Eric Whaley. Mr. Whaley, last known to be living in Jacksonville. He's wanted on an arrest order for use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And meet LaDonna Presley. Miss Presley, last known to be living in Heflin. She's wanted for failure to pay child support, the face of a deadbeat mom. And last up this week, we have Sean Hodling. Mr. Hodling, last known to be living in Oxford. He's wanted for failure to pay child support, We end with Sean and his face of a deadbeat dad. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on these people, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 238-1414.
We'll have the Crime Stoppers segment of the show coming up in a few minutes. Also, our crazy criminal of the week, and this one may be one of the most crazy I've ever heard of. At least one of the stupidest that we've ever had on the show. But right now, we're talking with somebody that's not stupid at all. Chip Howell, the new executive director of Habitat for Humanity. Is somebody going to challenge that statement? You're laughing over there, Matthew. You going to challenge that?
I'll just say I'm flattered by that. Right. Thank you. Thanks, Chris.
You are the new executive director of Habitat for Humanity in Calhoun County, but you and your family have been working literally for decades to make sure that people have real homes in this area.
My father had started a real estate business back in 1948, and I came into work with him in '77, and until I became mayor in 2000, that was what I did for a living. Was working in the real estate business and continuing to provide education and opportunities for others, and love to work with the community in civic opportunities. My dad always told me to pay my civic rent, so I always took that to heart, and through the Chamber of Commerce and trying to bring in new jobs, or through the United Way or a Cancer Society or whatever. And when I was mayor, I ran across something that I wasn't aware of, and this was about the time that Bill Wright and I were talking with Americas Georgia with Habitat about effectively eliminating substandard housing. And I ran across an article back from 1956 where the mayor appointed a commission to eliminate substandard housing, and my father was asked to be chairman of that committee. So I guess it goes full circle. 50 plus years ago, my father was involved in that, and he's looking over my shoulder, and we'll continue to do so, and hopefully get closer to effectively eliminating that.
Well, we've been talking about the past and some of the things that have happened with Habitat here in Calhoun County, but let's talk about the now and the future. What are the needs for housing here, and how is Habitat meeting those needs?
Well, we're one family at a time. The board just approved 6 families to receive homes. Hopefully will be completed in 2014. We'll be expanding our mission maybe into another county. We'll let that be another day for another announcement, but hopefully also being involved in something that Habitat has in other areas, and it's called a Brush of Kindness. It's sponsored by Valspar, which is the paint of Lowe's, and it's more of a neighborhood building, lifting of all boats type of approach, to where you're dealing with exterior renovations of painting and roofing and landscaping and focusing on a neighborhood. And I know that the cities would love to participate in that, and we'll be talking with them. And it's another opportunity for volunteers who may not can absolutely drive a nail or be the one who lifts the truss up to the roof, but you've all cut grass, you've all done some shrubs, and gives them an opportunity to do that. If you can't physically do it, help during a lunch, offering to provide lunch for our volunteers. We've had tremendous response, and people have been very supportive of me in this new position, and I'm anxious to hit the ground running when the weather gets better.
And Matthew, from a public safety perspective, I know you've seen when a neighborhood gets a little bit of pride put back in it, there are a lot of changes in that neighborhood.
Absolutely, and there's actually anybody that studies criminal justice at Jacksonville State University, they talk about the broken windows theory. Somebody did a scientific study that where there's a lot of broken windows, the crime rate is higher. So if you fix the broken windows, crime rate goes down.
Yeah, it's a very holistic approach. Habitat is a Christian organization dealing with people from the bottom up, and building their lives, not only a home, but making sure that they're comfortable and that they have a support process.
A lot of people don't realize that Habitat for Humanity doesn't just hand a home over to a family.
No,
those families have earned that home by the time they move in.
They have invested sweat equity. I think it's 275 hours that they have to be involved in their home or other people's homes. They have to go through a training process. A lot of them have not had home ownership before, don't know about paying taxes. We escrow those for them. Don't know about insurance and how a homeowner's policy works, how a vacuum cleaner works. And a lot of them have had tile floors, and maybe they'll have some carpet now. So it's an opportunity to learn, and it is not a free gift. They have to repay for that home. It is no interest charged over 25 to 30 years. We have a lot of contributions that are made by large organizations, the appliances, the electrical from Square D. They're very supportive of Habitat International, and we reap those benefits too.
Is there any way we could take the training that you do for these families and put it into our high schools so that everybody that graduates high school knows a little bit about home ownership?
It would be a wonderful thing. Budgeting is very important, obviously.
Right. You see so many people that they want to get into the American dream, and they manage to get a bank to loan them the money, and they get that American dream, but then they're not able to take care of it, and everything goes downhill from there. Just getting that house is not the answer to the problems.
That's right. And 2 of the 6 families, I believe this is their second time to apply. It is not a slam dunk type of application. I mean, you have to show your willingness, you have to show a need where you currently live, that it's not in a habitable state or something that's threatening. You have to be able to show that ability to repay, and you have to have your credit in good standing. So it's a learning process, and it is something that will, again, show pride in that neighborhood and show pride in that home ownership.
So if anybody watching right now wants to get involved and do some of the volunteer work that you were talking about, or make donations or whatever, how can they get in touch with you?
Our number is 256-237-3700. We're currently located contiguous with the Cheehaw Brewery on Walnut, 1212 Walnut. We'll be locating in another facility in a couple of months, sharing with some other agencies, trying to get more bang for the buck and working together. Alagasco is donating some services and a building to us for that joint venture. So right now we're at 1212 Walnut, but just give us a call, 237-3700. If you'd like to donate, if you'd like to volunteer your time, we'll be coordinating those bills in February and March and on through into June and July. And if you are interested in being a Habitat owner, we have an orientation. You have to go through that orientation. We'll be announcing those. It'll be probably in the summer before we would have another one. We don't want to give somebody any false hope applying now, because we've got 6 families in the queue that we'll be building for.
All right. Well, congratulations on the new
job.
job.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it.
Good luck.
Matthew, good to see you. Thank you.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Crime Stoppers segment of the show and our crazy criminal of the week.
More than half of kids 12 to 17 years old have personal web pages, videos, or blogs. It's called social networking. As a parent, you should be monitoring your child's web pages. Find out the name of their site and go to it at least 3 times a week. Check for inappropriate material, for pictures, comments, and messages. Make sure your child doesn't post their personal information. Software is available to help you monitor your child's internet use. I'm Calhoun County Sheriff Larry Amerson. For more information, log on to our website or call the number on your screen.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? AOD Federal Credit Union can help. We offer low interest rates and financing terms to work with your budget. We can save you time and money, whether it's at one of our convenient office locations or through one of our participating dealers. Visit an office, call, or head to AODFCU.com to get your best deal now. Low auto loan rates, always at AOD Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions may apply. To obtain additional details and cost information, call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Being with you was a blast. Our future together was looking pretty good. We had some great times. Everything was going so great. But you made a stupid choice that killed our relationship. I'm gonna miss you.
His choice was to drink and then drive. Underage drinking can cost you your freedom. Drinking and driving can cost you your future. There is no future with alcohol.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask you to put on your deer stalkers and help our investigators with these cases. First up on your caseload this week, on January 13th, a white 2013 Nissan Sentra was broken into. That vehicle, parked at a residence on Post Oak Road in Alexandria, a purse and Verizon Samsung tablet were stolen. And sometime between December 29th and January 14th, a Homelight weed eater and Homelight leaf blower were stolen from this residence on Post Oak Road in Alexandria. And on January 17th at approximately 12:30 in the morning, a suspect or suspects attempted to break into the Samco located on Highway 278 East in Piedmont. And last up on our caseload this week, I want you to look at these photographs. On November 29th, a white 2004 Cadillac Escalade was broken into. The vehicle was parked in the football parking lot at Sachs High School. A purse was stolen from the vehicle, and on November 29th, a black male and a black female were caught on video using the victim's debit card at Walmart in Attala. Please contact the Anniston Police Department if you have any information or can identify these suspects. And if you have any other information, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Our crazy criminal of the week. Matthew, you're going to love this. Guy comes up to a store that he wants to rob. It's locked. So he breaks the window, reaches in and unlocks the door, tries to open it. He can't open it. He's pulling. They've got a surveillance camera, so they've got video of this. He's pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, and that door will not open. Even though he's already broken the window, he's unlocked the door, it will not open. He's completely ignoring the little sign that says push.
I saw where that one was going, but wow. I'm not saying I've not ever done that, but it might take me a time or two before I realized what it was. So
you remember the old Far Side cartoons? That was my favorite Far Side cartoon. They had the school for the gifted, and this guy's pushing on the door that says pull. Love that.
Yeah, that's hey, wow.
But anyway, I haven't been able to find the video. If I can find it, we'll get it on the show.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Sometimes we get help, so we appreciate those help.
And again, here we are wrapping up the program, but anybody just tuning in, if they want to get in touch with the Sheriff's Office because they saw somebody they recognized or have a question to ask, how can they do that?
Hey, they can go to our website at www.calcoso.org, which is abbreviated for Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. That's Calcoso, calcoso.org. And of course, they can go to our Facebook page as well. So I feel like I might need to try to pull instead of push.
Yeah. If you missed any of the lineup, then you can go check that out on the Facebook page. We got the lineup on there as well. You can check that out anytime. And in a couple of days, we'll have a new video of some of the crimes as well. So Thank you for watching. That's all that we have for this week. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead, drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? AOD Federal Credit Union can help. We offer low interest rates and financing terms to work with your budget. We can save you time and money, whether it's at one of our convenient office locations or through one of our participating dealers. Visit an office, call, or head to AODFCU.com to get your best deal now. Low auto loan rates, always at AOD Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions may apply. To obtain additional details and cost information, call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
A lifetime of savings can disappear overnight. Millions of dollars are stolen every day from unsuspecting older adults by family members, caregivers, and trusted professionals. If you suspect financial exploitation, call the Elder Care Locator. at 1-800-677-1116 or go online to the National Adult Protective Services Association to be connected with help in your area.